Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? I know that jazz, I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down. I know that jazz, start the car, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all but jazz.
Good. Well, don't ask me. I'm gonna collapse right now.
Hard work.
Good.
Okay.
How was your weekend?
Okay.
Were you in these horrible clubs again?
Yes, I was doing everything I shouldn't have done.
Dancing around, showing your tattoos?
Showing my ass.
Good.
We'll go out on the air, won't it?
Okay.
Do you want to have a go at this?
Hello,
one?
sucker. Okay, let's go ahead.
From the top.
Hello, suckers. Welcome back. Roxy's in there being looked over by the state medical examiner. She says she's gonna have a baby. No, why didn't I think of that? Can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine? Do you believe it? I mean, do you believe it? I know a girl who lands on top. You could put her face into a pail of slop and she'd come up smelling like a rose. How she does it, heaven knows. Text. Isn't that a little bit fast, the whole thing?
Sure, we can take it a little slower if you like.
She is. I know a girl with so much luck. She could get run over by a 2-ton truck, then brush herself off and walk away. How she does it, couldn't say. That's better. Blah, 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 blah. Button your tie. Whilst I, on the other hand, put my face in a pail of slop and I would smell like a pail of slop. I, on the other hand, get run over by a truck and I am deader than a duck. I want to do that again because I want to do that bluesy thing. Chicago is a musical. It was written in the early 80s and it was performed first on Broadway with Gwen Verdon and Gita Rivera. For me, it's a big change actually to be back in the musical world. It's a lot of dance and I didn't do that for years. It's really, I mean, it's really a big attack on the body, but that's great. I'm looking forward to be all fit. And it's a big change for me after all these years of solo work to actually go back into an ensemble work, to be with a family of people, we're all telling the stories together, and there are plenty of numbers where I'm not in and I just sit there and let the others do. So it's a real sharing process. Do you believe it? I mean, do you believe it?
My dear little baby.
My dear little baby.
My sweet little baby.
My sweet little baby. Baby, 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 I give you baby butter, butter.
Fabulous.
That's good.
Fabulous.
Roxy Hart is played by Ruthie Henschel, and I'm Velma Kelly. And these two brats are in prison, double homicide, murderesses, and it's about the justice system. It's a big satire. It's a satire on our society. Although it plays in Chicago in the 1920s, it is definitely transplantable in today's world. The justice system, the corruptive lawyers, the corruptive right and wrong, and everything. You know, money is power. Power is power. You can dictate right or wrong in the world. And after the O.J. Simpson case in America, it was kind of the perfect musical to do. Then she'd, then I'd, then we'd, but I can't do it alone. She'd say, what's your sister like? I'd said, man, yuck, yuck, yuck. She'd say, you're the cat's meow. Then we'd wow the
crowd again. When she'd go, then I'd go, nee, 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 and we'd go. Then goes ding dong, then he started to roar, whistled, stomped, and stepped on the floor, yelling, screaming, begging for more. And we'd said, okay, fellas, keep your socks up. You ain't seen nothing yet. But I simply cannot do it alone.
The person doing the choreography, the original one was Bob Fosse, who's dead, and then now it's Anne Reinkin, who's known from this wonderful film, All That Jazz, and from plenty of other things, and she's just like a most incredible dancer. She starred as Roxy Hart on Broadway right now. So it's just really a great honor to work with her. And I remember when I was 13, I was watching the film All That Jazz for the first time with my ballet teacher. It was like a shock for me. It was a shock of my life, and it changed everything. The perspective of dance and elegance and eroticism in dance. It was just an incredible shock, you know, for me. And it's just incredible that now, 20 years later, I can actually work with her. It's really a big honor. And she's just as good as she was before, and just as beautiful.
5, 6, 7, 8.
So you need to build this sort of mysterious, almost like a whisper. Like it's as if your voice is a soft shoe in stop time. Okay, and it adds extra poignance to it. And you'll feel it too. Okay, one more time, same spot. It's almost like a whisper. Isn't it grand? Isn't it great? And you start to come up, and then you glide out a bit. You take it back again.
And it's really like one world here, and it's like, okay, but there's Italy, there's Germany, there's France, and Spain, there's America, Japan, Hong Kong, there's Australia, and all of and Israel, and all of these countries where I did so many concerts in the last years. It's like, oh, I'm not going anywhere this year. I'm just staying in one place for one whole year. There's so much stability in life. You know, I'm like scared of it, but it's good because the kids, you know, Max is going to school, and they need like this daily settled life, and that's why also I kind of chose that job, to just give my life like a base really here in London and not move around all the time. But it's kind of freaky.
Now, think about what you've been through, the journey that the two of you have been through during this show. You've both killed. Killing somebody's hard, okay? So every once in a while you have to bring the reality in. You don't play that, you just feel it, okay? So you're here, there's that ambition that comes from people who've given up a bit too much. Now go back to showmanship, okay?
It's like a huge discipline, and I have no idea how I'm going to handle 8 months in a row performances 8 times a week. You know, first of all, with the kids, I really have a bad consciousness and think, oh my God, I'm such a bad mother to like leave the kids so many. But then they have a great nanny, the daddy is around. I'm only leaving in the evenings, and I'll have the whole day, at least with the little one. So I'm kind of trying to give myself confidence. And it means like a whole year of discipline, you know, no smoking, be like a glass of wine maybe after the show, that's it. And no going out, no partying, no screaming around. And just, you know, save all your energy for the show. It's like you make a baby. It's like you really got to like get your act together for this whole while of performances. I think after that I'm going to be so thirsty to just fool around and do crazy things and not have to function in a certain way, you know. It's kind of a pressure definitely to live with for a long time.
Wah, 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 wah. So they go back. That's it. You have to have the question mark at the end. Bum, bum. Sorry. It's a shoulder that goes up. I'm not used to doing this line. Okay, so, ba-dum-da-dum-bum. That's it. Good. Like a kid.
I think music was always something really very close and important for me in my life. I always called it music being like my best friend. I remember when I was adolescent, I don't know, 14, 15 years, music was a confidant and kind of the closest universe and intimate and private universe I had was reflecting a whole world of fantasy and emotions and passions. Music was like the universe to open up to and to reflect all these and to put all these big, vast emotions in. When I started to like put the musical word actually into forms and to start to find like special expressions to make music a real form of expression. I mean, with dance it started really early also, but then singing when I was about 15, I had like a rock and a jazz band and so, and then later on, I mean, my choice was definitely music for my life and for my profession.
Bruno, on passe par là, nous, ou quoi? Allez, vas-y.
Pronto, pronto, presto, italiano.
Papa swindles, Mama swindles, Grandmama's a lying thief. We're perfectly shameless, but we are blameless. After all, it's our belief. Nowadays the world is rotten, honesty has been forgotten. Fall in love, but after kissing, check your purse to see what's missing. Everyone swindles some. My son's a mooch and so's the pooch. Life's a swindle, yes, it's all a swindle. So get what you can from your fellow man. Girls and boys today would rather steal than play, and we don't care. We tell them get your share. Life is short and greed's in season. All mankind have lost its reason. Life is good. Knock on wood. Knock, knock. Shops will swindle, shoppers swindle. Every purchase hides a tale. The price is inflated or regulated to ensure the store will fail. Deal and wheel and pull a fast one, knowing it won't be the last one. Get the goods while they are going. Grab the cash while it is flowing. Everyone swindles some. So what the heck, go bounce a check.
And everybody was playing piano at home. My father was playing, my mother was playing, I was playing, and my father was playing violin, and my mother was singing. She was kind of singing all these opera tunes and operettes, and so I wasn't really attracted at all to that classical world. And I remember I found that pretty kitschy, the whole operette scene, the Viennese stuff, and so. And but you know, we made fun of it all the time. But I guess some kind of the vocal education was influencing me also. And my mother said to me, if you keep screaming like you do scream in my room, and I was like putting on records from Barbra Streisand or Liza Minnelli or Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, and I was trying to sing like they did. And I was just like screaming, you know, my head off, and having the neighbors complaining about me. My mother was telling me, you got to take some singing classes because you're hurting your voice, and it's not the right way to go.
Ich bin ein Vamp, ich bin ein Vamp, ich bin halb vertiert. Ich saug die Männer ein und aus und mache Frikassee daraus. Ich bin ein Vamp, ich bin ein Vamp aus Fleisch und mit Bein. Ich wär so gern Sandvieh, aber nein, ich bin ja verpflichtet, gemein zu sein, und da bin ich halt eben ein Tier.
After drama school, which was really important for me to combine the universes of singing and dancing and to give it like the real basic element of drama and storytelling. So at a certain point, it only made sense to me then to dance if you're telling a story with the dance, and not for the pure technical routine. I think I wasn't definitely not good enough a dancer just for the pure technical routine to become a dancer. But as soon as the story was about to be told, it seemed to be interesting and good for me. And same with singing, not for the pure beauty of the voice singing, but for the storytelling in singing. Singing seemed to be appropriate for me. I was quite frustrated actually to do Cats, the first musical, because I thought it's much nicer actually to act and to speak and to learn language and to express yourself as a character as a theatrical persona in the speaking way, and I thought it was pretty ridiculous actually to jump around as a cat for a whole year. But then after 1 year, I went to do Peter Pan, and I really enjoyed that in Berlin, a great musical. And then I did a Break Goodbye review, and I went to Stuttgart to do a Katzelmacher, a theater play from Fassbinder. And then I get to learn Jérôme Savary, and he took me to, I did a play from him called Bye Bye Showbiz, and he took me to France to do Cabaret. Cabaret is like the most wonderful musical, and it was really offering everything. It's a great story. It's a European story. It's a political story. It's a story about Germany. It's a frightening story about the uprising of the Nazis and the oppression, the suppression of the Jews. It's a really strong, dramatic story for the character of Sally Bowles. It was really one of the most beautiful shows I could imagine to be in, and I played it for a whole year in Paris, and it was wonderful.
Toodaloo. Bye. Bye-bye. I have to go now.
Mein lieber Herr, farewell, mein lieber Herr. It was a fine affair. Oh, it was such a fine affair. Oh, it was really good. But now it's over. And though I used to care, I need the open air. You'd better off without me, mein Herr. Don't dip your eye, mein Herr. I wonder why, mein Herr. I've always said that I was a rover. You mustn't knit your brow. You should have known by now. You'd every cause to doubt me, mein Herr. The continent of Europe is so wide, mein Herr. Not only up and down, but side by side, mein Herr. I couldn't ever cross it if I tried, mein Herr. So I do what I can, inch by inch, step by step, mile by mile. Man, by man. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Mein lieber Herr, farewell, mein lieber Herr. It was a fine affair, but now it's over. And though I used to care, I need the open air. You'd better off without me, mein Herr. Don't dip your eye, mein Herr. I wonder why, mein Herr. I've always said that I was a rover. You mustn't knit your brow. You should have known by now. At every course to doubt me, mein Herr. Bye bye, mein lieber Herr. Auf Wiedersehen, mein Herr. Es war sehr gut, mein Herr, und vorbei. Du kennst mich wohl, mein Herr. Ach, liebe wohl, mein Herr. Du wirst mich nie mehr sehen, mein Herr. Bye bye, mein lieber Herr. For mein Herr. Bye bye, bye bye, mein lieber Herr. Farewell, mein lieber Herr. It was a fine affair, but now it's over. And though I used to dare, I need the open air. You're better off without me. You're better without me, mein Herr.
I mean, musicals seem to be suddenly superficial in a certain way for me, and I really wanted to attack a much broader, deeper, more intellectual repertory with really more personal impact and guts. And that seemed to be the right universe for me. The Kurt Weill, German, also Friedrich Holländer, Rudolf Nelson, Tucholsky, Spoliansky, that seemed to be the right universe to really express myself in my own language as non-compromised as possible, also in a real, like, even anarchic way, I would say.
Beneath the lamplight by the very gate, darling, I remember the way you used to wait. Da wollen wir uns wiedersehen, zu zweit bei der Laterne stehen, wie einst Lili Marleen, wie einst Lili Marleen. Unsere beiden Schatten sahen wie ein aus, dass wir lieb uns hatten, das sah man gleich daraus. Und sollte dir ein Leid geschehen, wer wird bei der Laterne stehen? Mit dir, Lili Marleen, mit dir, Lili Marleen. Vor dem großen Tor steht eine Laterne und steht sie noch davor. Dann wollen wir uns wiedersehen, zu zweit bei der Laterne stehen, wie einst Lili Marleen, wie einst Lili Marleen. Unsere beiden Schatten sahen wie ein aus, dass wir lieb uns hatten, das sah man gleich daraus. Wenn sich die Städte im Nebel drehen, wer wird bei der Laterne stehen? Mit dir, Lili Marleen, mit dir, Lili Marleen, mit dir, Lili Marleen.
I thought these are great classic songs with an incredible dramatic impact, like monologues of whatever, Chekhov, Shakespeare, Ibsen. There's really a strong classical dramatic storyline telling. The story is a loser, a woman, a solitary. It's about love and passion and losing it all and being in the total despair, the existential question, can I go on? Where do I go on? And then the survival, and the power, and still I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna survive and it's gonna happen again. And it's all about this, you know, the total like emotional, deep emotional, big emotions.
La fille de joie est belle au coin de la rue là-bas. Elle a une clientèle qui lui remplit son bar. Quand son boulot s'achève, elle s'en va à son tour chercher un peu de rêve dans un bal du faubourg. Son homme est un artiste, c'est un drôle de petit gars. Un accordéoniste qui sait jouer la java. Elle écoute la java, mais elle ne la danse pas, elle ne regarde même pas la piste. Et ses yeux amoureux suivent le jeu nerveux et les doigts c'est qu'elle ont de l'artiste, ça lui rentre dans la peau par le bas, par le haut, elle a envie de chanter, c'est physique, tout son être étendu soufflet suspendu, c'est une vraie tordue de la musique.
The real deep message behind it all are basically found in the dramatic songs, not even in the comedy songs. In the dramatic songs where you really go into the dark area of, human relationships. You can like work with the audience entirely, and if they are with you, you can really get them, touch them in a certain way and make them stop running what everybody does every day. Just make them, just touch them with a certain way, in a certain way of, just putting the finger on the dark areas, like E.T. That's a great thing if that happens. If you really feel their full attention, and like a needle foot fall, you would hear it, and they're really breathing with you, and then you can lead them through all these areas and live it together with them. That's great. Weill, the composer who had this enormous impact in the 4-year collaboration with Bertolt Brecht from 27 to 31, where they wrote all these wonderful pieces from Happy End to Three Penny Opera over the 7 Deadly Sins and everything. Alabama, we know must say goodbye. We've lost our good old mama and must have little daughters. Oh, you know why. Ooh, moon of Alabama, we know must say goodbye. We've lost our good old mama and must have little dollars. Through studying his music, studying his life, going through all his biographies, I discovered actually also the times of the Weimar Republic, which weren't very familiar to me at all. I discovered the whole enormous volcano erupting there, cultural volcano erupting, all the incredible movements in painting and in sculpturing and expressionism, surrealism, architecture, author writing, the journalism, everything. I mean, it was an incredible time, and it was just kind of 10 free years where democracy was at its tryout.
Und der Haifisch, der hat Zähne und die trägt er im Gesicht. Und Mackie, der hat ein Messer, doch das Messer sieht man nicht. An einem schönen blauen Sonntag liegt ein toter Mann am Strand und ein Mensch geht um die Ecke, den man Mackie Messer nennt. Jenny Tauler ward gefunden mit nem Messer in der Brust und am Kai geht Mackie Messer, der von allem nichts gewusst, und Schmollmeier bleibt verschwunden, wie so mancher reicher Mann, und sein Geld hat Mackie Messer, dem man nicht beweisen kann, und das große Feuer in Soho, 7 Kinder und ein Greis in der Menge. Mackie Messer, den man nicht fragt und der nichts weiß, und die minderjährige Temme, deren Namen jeder weiß, wachte auf und ward geschändet. Mackie, welches war dein
this interruption of this culture, this murder, this mass murder, the Holocaust going on, and the horrible imperialistic intentions. And this was just like really close history. I mean, it's not Napoleon. It's really just 50 years when I was just 30 years ago when I actually really studied it. So really close history, and it just kind of gave myself a shock that this story was so close, and it just was kind of yesterday, and my parents were kids when it happened, and I was quite angry actually with myself that I hadn't been more aware of this before, and that my school, the education in school, my parents, and all my entourage didn't really prepare me more for this kind of consciousness, you know. Michael Nyman first when he was asking me to sing some songs for the Peter Greenaway Film Prosperous books. After that, we said, now we're going to do really something together, and we decided to make an album. And he was writing for me a song cycle on Paul Celan poetry, which ended up to be the songbook. And it's like really, it was an incredible collaboration. It was a real big honor for me and great fun, and he was a real good friend. I mean, I don't have any contact anymore with him now, but it was really wonderful times and very intensive work, difficult for me to learn this kind of music, minimalist, abstract music, far away actually from my theatrical world. But for this album, he made the step out of his universe into another theatrical universe.
Mit dem Griff
I'm still a performing artist, performing repertory. I'm not a politician or anything. But there was a times when I was much more outspoken about things, like, for example, the German unification I lived through, and then I went, after moving away from London, I went to Berlin, and I was there when the wall was falling down. I was performing in Berlin, the euphoria, which was up for about a year, really changed into a deep depression and a lot of hostility between the human beings from East and West. And the way it happened, all the lies from the politician, was all about fooling people to get this unification as quick as possible, the Deutschmark established as quick as possible in the East, and just not thinking at all about like an alternative way of trying to get this rundown country survive, then buying it up, you know, with West German money. It made me quite angry also to see the way politicians were dealing with it, the mayor of Berlin, and so it just made me angry, and I said like a lot of things which the Germans didn't really like a lot.
Are you Russian? Again, some stones from the wall. Mauersteine?
10 Mark. 10 Mark. 4 Mark.
Sind Sie Russe?
Nein, nein. Ich
Are you?
Türkei, Kurdisch.
Oh, you're Kurdish. And you're selling stones and you're Kurdish.
I saw a land that hated war and melted all its weapons down to build a boat of love for kids who plan to sail from town to town, declaring peace for all the world. Let killing now come to an end. Embrace your enemies instead. Your former foe is now your friend. Every conflict now will cease, and all of us will live in peace. Lie, 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 lie. I'm sick and tired of lies from you, but how I wish your lies were true. Lie, 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 lie. Life is hard and tough as nails. That's why we need fairy tales. I'm all through with logical conclusions. Why should I deny myself illusions? There was a time when I would read like 2 or 3 papers a day, and also I don't do that at the moment at all. It's just, you know, it just goes on, and the power at the end, you know, is not anyway in our hands to change anything, not even in the hands of the politicians who try to. I would say it's a lot just in the hand of money and power and the big companies giving money to what they decide to give to support or not to support or to neglect entirely. So at the end, it's quite desperate, actually, the view. But I'm personally an optimist. Parler d'amour, parler d'amour poli comme égaletier dit. Au marais finissant un soir d'avant tempête. Parler d'amour.
Parler d'amour.
Comme un jeudi sur Nantes quand la mer est muette.
De ces amours qui poussent entre deux cœurs en doute. Parler d'amour.
Ne pas parler
les déchirures sous les regards, les amertumes. Que l'on se cache, parler d'amour, de ces amours trop clairs pour laisser sur la pierre.
Espace and Naissant, I translated entirely in English, and it's called in English She Has a Heart. And the duet, which I did in the French version with Art Mango, I sang in the English version with I Love It. And I really, he's like, I met him on the set of Pret-a-Porter and of the Robert Altman movie, and it was really wonderful to sing that duet with him. It's different. He sings it an octave lower than the French guy Art Mango.
Parler d'amour, ne plus parler de nos hivers, serrer nos mains et puis se taire, et puis se taire. Parler d'amour. Parler d'amour, d'accord, mais d'amour tendre alors. Parler d'amour. Parler, parler d'amour. Comment?
When I was living in Berlin, I started to paint with oil, and that was really something I wanted to do since a long time. And it really became an obsession and a total addiction to it. I was just painting the whole night through, or like getting up whenever I would want in the middle of the night, but being totally having visions and trying to like realize them and perform them on the screen. I really enjoyed this confrontation with this big white monster, and which I was like torturing and hitting and painting and brushing and fine and big, and the act of painting is a very physical, dynamic act, till it was something else and frightening me actually. Sometimes I was waking up in the middle of the night and I looked around and I was just frightened by the colors and the shapes and the impact of the people. In the beginning I painted a lot of naked people, I think because of my dance past and because I know the dancing body, I know the anatomy of the body, I know where the muscles are, the bones, and how the body is structured. The bodies look like you would tear the skin off and you see the raw meat body, the muscles and everything. That's how these bodies looked in the beginning, and lots of people together, and I don't know why it was that way. I have no idea, it just had to be that way, and that seemed to be for me an attractive thing to paint. And time, and the turpentine, the smells and the toxic smell from the oil I was living in this space, and I was really kind of really wild in it. And some abstract stuff I tried out also. And then I stopped painting when I was pregnant with Max, because it's a toxic stuff and toxic fumes, and it's very bad. It could damage the embryos. So I stopped right away once I knew I was pregnant, and I mean, we were planning it, and then I changed my life, and I do miss it a little bit, but you know, I have the wonderful satisfaction of having the children now. So I know now we'll paint again, I guess, when they're a bit older, when they go to school, when I have the days free and not performing or not rehearsing anything. And I definitely do miss it a bit, but it'll come again.
What about baby?
When I was 20 to 30, I was really running a lot. I had this really thirst for life and passion and creativity, and I was living very independent. not really like with fixed relationships ever, and I thought that was quite restraining, you know, for my free mind. Everything really changed for the family. That I mean, I don't have this time anymore to do all these solitary occupations like writing through all over the night or painting all night long and morning and evening, and like these obsessions. I don't really have time, and I spend my free time with the children because I mean I wanted the children, and that's what really made my life very much richer and very much happier.
Up in the sky.
So good. Wie groß bist du? Show me. There's a lot of things I want to do, but now I'm doing this, and I live in today's world. I don't live in the future. This is today, and who knows what happens tomorrow. And I want my today life to be fulfilled and happy and full of love and full of energy and excitement and just full of life.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? I know that jazz, I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down. I know that jazz, start the car, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all but jazz.